Jeannie, oh my gosh.
We're back.
We're back. We were back another time, but we're back again.
We're back.
We keep coming back.
Okay, right. Good morning, starling darlings.
And hi.
I have a special shout out to Judy and also to Jennifer, who have asked about
People
Murmuration Morning for years.
people asked about
Yeah,
us.
two, anyway.
Our two fans out in the
our 2
world.
fans out there.
We love you and we're back for you.
Yeah, but we needed to be back. And it was interesting because the urging to return to TV land.
My foot's stuck. Wait. Oh, okay. Got it.
The urging to return to YouTube land. It kind of hit us at the same time, didn't it? We were both sort of like,
You know what?
we need to do this again.
Someone found someone new in my life found it, and I went, oh, and I watched a couple of them, and I'm sorry,
Yeah.
but
We are
there are a
fun.
couple of them that are just really, really, really good.
There are. And you know what's interesting is that just as a person who watches YouTube and who desperately wants to be a YouTuber, and in order to be a YouTuber, I believe we have to have 100,000 subscribers.
Oh my God!
So,
But we have two.
No, well we do. We've got more subscribers than that. But here's the thing: if you're a subscriber, even if you don't watch it all the time, which why shouldn't you? But I mean, even if you don't watch it all the time, please let your friends know and your congregations know, because that would be super cool. Because Jeannie wants to be a YouTuber. Like, if that's
And
the
we
only
want
reason,
Jeannie to be happy.
Right? You want me to be happy?
We
right?
do. We want Jeannie to be
Yeah.
happy
so,
in life.
Anyway,
So make Jeannie a YouTuber.
what it dawned on me too that had and another friend who also wants to be involved in this on some level, who's a minister, had said to me, you know what? If you had stayed with that for the past 3 years, you would already be at 100,000. Just simply because that's how YouTube works. You know.
Yeah,
so
it's
tell people.
repetition,
So had we
showing up.
stayed on, we'd already be YouTubers. But that's neither here
Okay,
nor
so
there.
pre-turning on the camera
Uh-huh.
and coming back again, because we did this, how many, 2 years ago did we do this?
It's 2 or 3.
2.
2, yeah, it's 2.
We're just doing 2. But things happen in 2 years.
I know,
I
right?
mean, not just, we're not talking the story.
Actually,
a lot,
the biggest thing,
but-
I have to wear glasses all the time now. So you used to watch me and I was like this, reading, talking, and then one day I woke up and I just couldn't see. So now I'm totally like Mr. Magoo.
So before I came on, I had some water to hydrate and some product she put here, but I don't think it's working.
It is.
It is.
It
I
is.
like
He
plump.
looks ever so youthful.
I wanted to
Ever
get the
so
Doris Day kind of
Soft
focus
focus.
thing.
I'm ready for my shot now.
I know.
Mr.
I don't feel
Mills.
safe. Well,
Safe.
I want to talk about that. I'm
Safe.
wearing a safety pin. There was a movement for a while, but I kept wearing it because it reminds me of what does it mean to be in a safe place.
Is it not still a movement?
I don't know if it is or not, but I've just left them on.
Well, where I work, we have this on our doors of our offices.
Oh, nice.
Or wherever we work, if where we work is a safe space. But you can't just say, oh, you're safe here. You actually have to go through training.
Yeah.
There's like 2 or 3 hours of training that you have to have, which was really interesting for me because, you know, I like everybody. But when I was at the training, there were things I learned that I was like, oh, I didn't know that.
I just read it.
I think it did help me become more sensitive.
I just read an article on creating and maintaining safe place, especially in a faith community aspect, and you might think that you take that for granted, but
Right, yeah, it's
but
a church,
it's
so therefore
not.
people are safe.
We don't take it for granted all the time, and there are many spots that you don't feel safe.
Working with young people, what I hear, word on the street, is that the perception is that church is the least safe place.
And why would
if they are a person who's in the margins.
where would that come from? Why would that be a
Because they've
thought?
been treated that way.
Okay.
Because folk have been treated that way, and they feel that church, and a lot of these people have never been churchgoers, so some of that is fueled by hearsay, by the media, but it's true.
All right, so unpack the word treated. What is treated in what way?
Well, not accepted as how they are. Told you need to change if you're going to be loved by God or if you're going to be loved by us. So that's not safe if how you are isn't okay. You have to somehow be different from who you are and how you are.
I think one of the most interesting things that I read in the article was that Safe Place really doesn't have room for debate. And that the aspect of debate, though debate can be good, the writer wrote, it's not the end all, and it's overrated.
Yeah.
And debate is only it's fun for some people, but not all topics are debatable.
Well, not when the debate is over whether you're just okay how you are.
Yeah.
Because it's pretty horrible to be asked to change just who you came at, your innate being. You know, I mean, I'm not really a marginalized person in the standard way, because we know that when we see the rainbow and we're talking about safe space, oftentimes we're talking about gender identity, or we're talking about being gay or lesbian, LGBTQ issues. But, you know, I'm weird. Like, I'm just a weirdo. Like, I say things that people don't understand, and I am quirky, and that scares some people. So I'm not in the same unsafe place as many other people who are killed because of how they are. No one's really going to kill me because I'm weird.
And for
At
me
least in this century, I'd have been burned as a witch. Like,
and for me personally,
yeah.
how you just described yourself, you exude safety for me.
Come into my lovely
I know.
house. Come into my house. Into my lovely house.
But I mean, you do. I mean, you can sense that when people have moved through times where they're not safe, or pieces of their personality don't seem the norm.
Yeah.
Then you,
Well, it's
you
funny
radiate safety.
Someone that I work with and who I just love dearly said to me, you know, LGBTQ, Jeannie, I think you're the Q, because you're just a little bit queer in the sense, not necessarily sexually queer, but in the sense of the original meaning of the word queer, meaning just a bit off, not normal. And I said, well, I think you should put a W, LGBTQW. It's weirdos, just weirdos who just like don't fit in. Like the people who are train spotters or like birders,
Has
or like
nothing to do
they're
with
really
sexual
into Star
identity.
Wars.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like or like Lord of the Rings, or they're LARPers, you know, like dress up on weekends, because those are like my people, and those are the people that just they only fit in when they're with their own folk, you know, when they're with people that are like them, and that's not because they only like people like them. It's because the other people beat them up. You know, it's because they get locked in lockers or whatever, you know. And even though now that, like when I went to school, which I'm now realizing is a really long time ago, but when I went to school, people did still get locked in lockers and ostracized and mean physical stuff. And now with the bullying things that they do, but what that does is it moves the bullying into other ways. Like it's maybe not so physical, but people are still bullied. They're still given the cold shoulder. They're still made to feel like they're not enough, or they're not okay, or the only way they can be okay is to change.
So
you can't change yourself.
If you were to bring it into a biblical story, I've been thinking about how Jesus' ministry began. And he goes to fisher, these guys who are fishing, and he does a net. And the whole idea of this net, well, you can look at it as I'm going to trap you, and I'm going to take you, and I'm going to make you come over here and go over there. But I don't see that as that's not the net that Jesus threw out. And I'm seeing the net as being an act of safety, because everywhere he goes, it's a safety net.
Oh my gosh! That
And he
reminds me
goes
of my dream.
he goes to the Samaritan woman at the well, and everyone around is going, "You can't do that. She's a Q. She's a W. She is way wrong.
Right.
She's wrong
not
in
okay.
so many ways."
She's a bad one. Yeah.
And all he did was create safe place again and again.
Wow.
And he didn't do it by debate. He didn't do it by a lot of things. And
Yeah,
that's
I'm
what
not
I'm
asking you details of your marginalization. I'm just telling you we don't have any margins here. There's no margins in this place. Everybody's within the net.
How can there be a margin with love?
Let's imagine that net. So if you think of a fishing net, it's sort of rough and like ropey, right?
Rough and ropey.
But I want to think of the safety net as being just like sparkly and soft and bouncy and just really nice and
Radiating
warm and
light.
Radiating light, yeah.
Embracing.
So it's not I'm moving you to a place where you don't want to
Exactly.
go against your will. It's that a safety net. Like you can climb up super duper high, following your dreams, and when you get a wee bit tired, you can just let go. and we'll be here, and the safety net will be just like boing, 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 boing.
And so your young
can't get
people
hurt. You can't
wouldn't
get hurt.
describe church or religious communities that way because we've been so focused on creating something not what you
Right,
just described.
Right.
And I'm kind of interested in
Imagine that space. Imagine that
Yeah.
space surrounded by the glowing, singing, sparkling, soft net of come here and you literally can't get hurt.
Right.
You're protected in all ways. That's what we
it's a
want
high
church to be.
calling.
It's a
We're
high
humans
calling.
trying to
Oh,
create
well, we'll
that.
mess it up because we're not God.
Right.
But
if that's our ideal,
if that's our ideal, then what we can do is when it falls apart or when someone gets hurt, we can
You
handle
pick up-
that
right.
in a mature way and say our apologies and fix it as best we can. And I think when people know that going into that, wow, that just
who
enables
wouldn't
you
want to walk into that
right,
every
who
week?
wouldn't? That just enables you to include others and bring that to others. Yeah.
So the emphasis here
the emphasis here.
is not on the people that are not coming,
Mm-hmm.
because that's what we've gone. Where are all the people going?
it's the people
but
that are-
it's really focused on the people that are
Yeah.
in the community.
And there is no debate as to who's accepted and to what's
Right.
right. And to do we allow this or do we allow that? No. We deal with the relationship as it's there, but provide the safety that we have always had through God, but Jesus has reaffirmed to us and taught us and shown us by example.
You know what?
What?
I feel safe in this place.
I do too. I feel safe in this place. I'm so happy to be back, and I'm just really thrilled that we're doing this again. And goodness me, it's gonna be awesome. So we have to figure out what our sort of days will be too. Like if we're gonna, because I'm afraid that the Mary Wheel, she needs a makeover.
The Mary Will. You have to go way back. You have to go way back in the YouTube
But we
things
still
to
have
find
it-
out who
but
Mary
we still-
Will is.
I mean, this is a morning show that you can watch any time of the day because it's YouTube, but we're filming it in the morning, so hence the gorgeous
Glow.
facade. Yeah. And we still really do imagine the image of murmurations. So you are our starlings because starlings form these murmurations. We're kind of the end of the starling murmuration season. It's more sort of autumn into early winter. But when you see the starlings up in the sky and it's like a cloud of birds twisting and turning, that's the imagination.
I had
of
one
how-
right outside my office window. I looked out my office
so
window,
wonderful.
and the group of birds that fly went right
so
by my
pretty.
window.
And that is just how I have imagined just the I mean, when you see it, it's magical and mystical, and it stops you in your tracks, and you're just like, whoa! How do they not bump into each other, and why are they doing this? And nobody really knows, but what we do know is that is a way in which Christians can move together but separate, amazing, and the Holy Spirit is working through that.
So if you need a reminder of what a murmuration is, go Google it
starling murmurations
and
you'll
see how it
lots of cool
flows.
stuff.
And that's kind of how we're talking about.
Yeah.
Living.
But again,
Cool.
follow us on this YouTube channel. Like us. We'd love to get your comments, and we will answer your comments, and we will definitely get back to you. And we'll get all the socials back up. I don't know if they're up now, but I'll eventually get them back up.
Welcome back, Jeannie.
Welcome back, Blake, and know that you are loved, starling darlings. Have a fabulous day. Mwah! Bye.